This video is about darkness. 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 It's so dark. I'm even wearing a white shirt, and I mean you can still see it kind of, but darkness. You know, how many people do you think in the Western, just part of the world, civilization, actually go inside themselves to get the information through intuition and feeling? And there's a lot of us that do, don't get me wrong, but like, I'm talking about with everything we do in every aspect of life. Because what I thought about today was the aspect of light and darkness, and how in the light it's easy to pull from different things. It's easy to, okay, I don't know how to get here. So I'm just, okay, I see this person. I just ask this person for directions. You know what I'm saying? Instead of feeling your way through. And the only person that would actually be able to survive in a blackout or in the darkness would be a person who can navigate with their feelings, intuition, and emotion instead of with their sight. Or unless you can see in the dark, and that's a whole different, third eye activation, different things. That's a whole nother conversation. But to keep it on a very just basic physical terms, like, if you don't know certain things, or if you don't have certain tools or resources, or just don't have certain things inside of you already, you won't really be prepared for when the lights go off, because you're so used to just, I gotta go over here to feed me. I never cook for myself. This person is always cooking for me. Just like things that are just very in the light, it's just easy to pull from different things for anything. And in the darkness, you really only have yourself. You know what I'm saying? You only have your own internal guidance. There's a storm going on. I don't even see the moon out. Usually I see that thing beaming on me. I don't even see the moon out tonight. But yeah, y'all. Just a little, nothing too long. Feel like I say what I need to say. Get comfortable being by yourself. Gain enough knowledge and information in self to the point where you know that if you were by yourself, you could survive mentally and physically and spiritually and emotionally. It's an interesting tug of war we have in this human experience. This interplay of the people outside of us and our own thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It's like 1 minute the outside is giving us love, is giving us the comfort we want. Best friend might have been there for you. Boyfriend, girlfriend might have been there for you. Next thing you know it, them same people ain't there for you. Next minute you know everything you was taught ain't even the right direction for you anymore. And you see yourself looking back on certain things like, damn, I should have just trusted myself in that moment. Instead of, pulling from your advice or your advice or this person's life experiences or this person's experiences. And I'm talking about just in general. I'm talking about the way we do it individually, but also just as a society too. A society. So blatantly give our trust away. And then you see yourself looking back like, damn, I knew deep down, I knew you wasn't the person I wasn't supposed to fuck with. I knew I shouldn't have been messing with you. I knew someone was telling me. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. It's like moments where you trust yourself in it. It's just, and so you can see that the goal is always aligning your inner self with what's going on outside of you. Are the people that you're around, do you really truly feel comfortable around them? On some real love shit. On some real, like, deep down to your spirits, dude. Everything inside of you. And because it's very interesting. Life is just, it's interesting. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. This is just my videos, my expression on my channel is exactly what the fuck I just said. Expression to me. This is not here to be judge, criticize. I mean, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but like, I'm not. This isn't like, if you here for like scientific facts and like links and where's your books and oh yeah, fuck all that. I'm just clearly, entertaining you with my thought process, my life, and what I got going on. And not just entertaining you, but I feel like what's the earliest way of giving knowledge out, especially if you're a scientific person, would be cavemen near the campfire, just talking about their day, or oh, I killed this, or I experienced this, or we saw this today. Like, when you think about Native Americans, it's like everybody everybody telling stories. That's the earliest form of just knowledge, of just entertainment. That's what movies are. It's a story. It's a visual story. Like, so, yeah. That's all I'm doing right now. Just doing what my ancestors doing. I'm just doing what my ancestors did in 2024. Except this time the campfire is the internet, is the World Wide Web. The campfire is YouTube. Light. If you look at bugs, I'm out here, been outside out here in the country and shit, just out here, if you just an outside person, you realize that bugs are very, 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 or just, in general, bugs are very gravitated towards light. And it's like each one of us, every being on this planet is like a light. Certain people, you feel like they might have more light than others. They just have a certain magnetism about themselves, or they can just bring people to them automatically, or just whatever it is. It's like, and then also other things too. YouTube is a light. We're all gravitating towards this and looking at the videos and watching the content. But then it's like, what happens when the lights go off? That's always been my biggest thing in life. Like, what happens when there's no more light? What happens when there's no more? Because even think about it as a child, what does the light represent? It represents safety. That's why even as a child, you got the night light. You don't want to sleep, leave the door open a little bit or just whatever. It's like the whole process of even getting older. It's even very interesting, because the whole process of getting older even is like you being comfortable being in the dark. You in the dark represents like solo, yourself. Because think about it, when you're left, like when your mom or your dad, whoever is watching you, closes the door, it's like you just there by yourself with your own thoughts, with just you in the dark. And then what arises from that? You say, the kids say, Mom, I always like to go back to the original before, because I bring up a lot of adolescents, youth, kids, just experience, because I always try to get it even back to like before you were programmed. You're already kind of, even as a child, you're already programmed because of the genes and just epigenetics and just ancestors and things like that. But at least before the school and the culture and the time period that you're in started programming you, you can even see it in kids or just humans where it's like, it's this thing with darkness. Like even people who are, more comfortable with the dark air. I remember one time I was with a woman, and and she was like, "You gonna go in that dark cave?" And I went right in there. And so like it's just this thing with it's this kind of fear with darkness. And I feel like because it's the things that darkness represent and deals with like yourself. Like, have you faced yourself, the good and the bad? Because in the light, it's easy to distract yourself. In the darkness, you can't really distract yourself. Like, whatever you actually, to be honest with you, it's like, it's funny because it's like in the darkness, the opposite happens. Like, in the light, you're gravitated to what's more pleasurable for you. Or sometimes in the darkness, you're gravitated toward what's more pleasurable. But see, the thing is about the darkness is that you're gravitated to things that's more pleasurable, but it's things that really can't be shown in the light. Whereas you're gravitated towards things that's more pleasurable in the light, and it can be shown in the light. You see what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny because even like an ocean, you know how you got like where light kind of like comes in, and they even have this thing now called dark oxygen, but it's like, I think it's even like I could probably show it. It's like a video you could probably look at, or a picture, and it shows like where the light kind of stops hitting the ocean floor, really, or just like where like the sunlight stops piercing the water. And it's funny because it's even like that's how certain life experiences with people, or just the way the culture is, where it's like, we'll accept this bad thing and it's not that bad, but let somebody do this thing and it's bad. And what I mean by that is like, if it's closer to the darkness, so like things that would be closest to the darkness would be like, just very taboo things that most humans or people don't want to talk about. So that would be more close to the darkness, to like the part of the ocean where it's like damn near no like oxygen. You gotta have the most special, submarine and things like that. But then it's like where the sunlight is and where it's not, what I'm saying, you're kind of close to the surface. Those are the things where it's like, well, you just killed somebody for self-defense. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's more things that we accept, oh, you're about to get married, you know what I'm saying? Or you cheated. Everybody does that. But then the thing that would be closer to the darkness would probably be like some fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Just things that I feel like as a human collective are uncomfortable to deal with and hide. And so that's at the very bottom, or just the darkness. And it's like, it's interesting how, it's funny, man. I see a lot of, sometimes I've even talked to certain people and they'll be like, sometimes you're all over the place, but to me, it's like, I've always seen how everything relates. Like how you can talk about one thing and it's like, that can still relate to like something totally different that you would never think actually relates to what you're talking about. Like I don't know, I've always seen things as like everything connects. Like everything really is one to me in a certain aspect. I mean, everything has atoms. I mean, I'm not about to get too detailed with this, but it's just like, it's funny to me how when you talk about certain things and you talk about it from a certain standpoint of hitting on many different aspects, a lot of people are, oh, there's a lot of words or terms that come up when you're able to connect, just different things with one topic and still stay on the same, and still stay on the same topic that I'm saying. Like I'm talking about darkness right now, but everything I've been saying, everything I've been relating to has still related to darkness. I've said a lot. Like I've said a lot of things that you probably wouldn't even think, that the average person wouldn't even really think would relate to like darkness. Like, damn, that is true. Like, damn, we are scared of, like, you know what I'm saying? Just certain things I don't even feel like a lot of people even get the time to really digest and really understand. And I understand it. life, work, bills, responsibilities, things like that. But I feel like that's the beauty of my channel, and that's why I love myself. It's because I'm able to like look at different things and see how they relate to the whole. I can look at so many different things and put it together, and it's like, damn, okay, I see what you're saying. So, but darkness, man, like get comfortable with your darkness. It's a lot of love and light. It's a lot of spirituality out here. It's a lot of things out here. It's a lot of tarot card readings. It's a lot out here where it's like, let me go to this person to get some type of energy, nourishment, knowledge, just whatever. When it comes to just the spirituality or knowledge field, and just always still know that you got yourself. Never get too comfortable to me with somebody. Never get too like to me, I would say, even for example, like not even going so as far as philosophers, people on YouTube, anything like that. Even like watching the news every day. I feel like to a certain standpoint, you should know your weather. You should know like the climate. Once you live in a place for a certain amount of time, you should kind of just be in tune with the environment to the point where you know like, oh yeah, it's gonna rain today. I don't need to like go outside of myself to know that. Because I feel like, unfortunately, too much of the human experience is too attached to, like, going to other people for things that they need. And what's so messed up is that them same people we might not even respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people was working jobs they don't really want to do? So, come on now. And if we're going to say at the same time everything is energy, look at that energy fluctuation that's happening. Look at that conflict that's happening. I'm coming to you for something that I want and need, and you don't even really want to do the job that I need you to do for me. So of course that's going to create. It's just a lot of things that like. It's a lot going on. And it's been going on, and just because it's been going on does not mean it's right. You know, it's funny. You ever seen like something wobbling? And it's that anticipation. And it's funny because it's like, yeah, it didn't fall right now. It didn't fall instantly, but that's why it's wobbling. And I feel like that's kind of what this whole culture and a lot of just this system has been. It's a lot of wobbling that's been going on for a long time. And people think, oh, just because it hasn't fallen yet doesn't mean it can't fall. Nigga, do you see it wobbling? You know if it's wobbling, you know it ain't gonna stand up straight. If it's wobbling, that shit done already agreed that, like, I'm wobbling right now because I'm just trying to choose which way I'm going to fall. And to relate it back to the darkness is like, I feel like we're in a system of a lot of light, and there's nothing wrong with the light, but you also got to get comfortable with your darkness, because a lot of you can get too dependent on the light and too dependent on calling, and I'm going to look to my phone for entertainment and just certain things. I'm going to just use certain things to distract myself, just whatever. It's a lot of things that come with the light. And if you're not comfortable with your darkness, if you don't know how to just deal with your just self, if you like just honestly and truly, it's like you're not. You can talk about crazy people all you want to, but put the same person in a solitary confinement and put a crazy person in solitary confinement, and the crazy person's gonna be fine. You know why? Because that person has been able to deal with their darkness. What I'm just meaning crazy is that, like, go and take their mind outside the box, stuck it, nigga. I'm not able to use the things that I'm accustomed to bring myself entertainment or deal with my mind. I'm about to make a shadow puppet. I'm about to be in my imagination. I'm about to astral travel. Like, it's the person that's going to be out of the box that's actually going to be fine with darkness, or be fine with not being able to go to this person or go to this person or go to this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and think about it. You can, and people are, oh, but that's not, but think about how many things you call crazy. Because a lot of people might be like, oh, that's not that crazy. Like, but it is, though. Because think about how many things stereotypically people call crazy. If you start trusting yourself with your habit and say, you know what, I'm not going to the doctor. I'm going to start trusting myself to heal myself, get a diet for myself, be honest on what I need to cut back on and go forward. A lot of people be like, oh, you crazy. You don't know nothing about none of that. You need to go see it. Like, it's almost funny because it's almost like to rely on oneself independently is to be crazy. But then it's funny because that's everybody's goal at the end of the day too. It's like, it's so funny how we contradict ourselves. This interplay of light and darkness, this interplay of the people outside of us and our own internal feelings and emotions. And those internal feelings and emotions are in somewhat darkness, to be honest with you. Because can you see them? No. What does darkness represent? Non-physical things you can't see. That's why a lot of people are even scared of darkness, because you can't see it. You can't predict it. You don't know how to handle it. And so these feelings and emotions are darkness. You know what I'm saying? The voice that told you, hey, don't really fuck with that person, don't go down that street, that's not a physical thing. And so it's like, but then it's like you go, that happens, and you do certain things based on the light, or you do certain, I've literally been in examples where like, the light will also be like memories too to me in some form of fashion. Especially if all your memories is just based on the light. And when I mean the light is just routines, even patterns, or just things that light also, you asked for this person's help, or you went to technology to help you, or you went outside of yourself for help. That has to do with the light. Because you're dealing, even if because everybody, I just said everybody is an individual light. So anytime you go outside of yourself in a certain standpoint, you're dealing with somebody else's light, or light, aka information. This is a wild universe, yo. Like, when you really, that quote, it's a quote out here, I think it's like, reality is trippier than any psychedelic, and that's facts. I remember one time I did a lot of acid, and I remember that's one of the realizations I came to just about life. Like, you really start finding out what's going on in life, you really start looking behind the curtain, that's the wildest shit. Fuck a drug, fuck any dosage. But yeah, that's it, y'all. I said a lot in this video. I said a lot. A lot. I think I'm gonna touch on this topic again, but I'm gonna end it right here. Y'all be easy. Peace. You can see it. Peace. Let me see how close. But see, that's even the beauty about the darkness, though. Because a lot of people, you can look at the darkness, be like, oh, I can't see you, I can't see you, I can see you. But also, too, you can also be like, well, now I can visualize how I want you to look, or how I feel you look, or how I feel like your sound looks. You could have been like, okay, when I said peace, now you just imagine some fireworks with the peace sign. But I can bring it to the light and just show you my body in this. It's just different, different way of seeing things. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It is what it is. Y'all be easy.